Okay, boys and girls, today I'm going to show you how to use this website called storybird.com. It is a free website that you can use here at school and at home, and I'm going to be giving you your login information and password, and when you log on, you'll be going to this button up at the top that says Create. Okay, and then when you click on Create, it'll give you some choices. You can do poetry, you can create a book, you can do the daily challenge. So that means they'll give you something that, like a task for you to create. And what you'll do in the Storybird website is basically it's this artwork, and you're going to look through the artwork. You can look through all of it. You can click on recently added and just look at the most recent. And we're actually going to be making a short picture book. And it can have however many pages you want. And these are some of the artwork designs that you can choose from. And as you're scrolling through and you find something that looks interesting, you can check it out. If you don't like it, you can click on your back button. If you see something that you would like to write about, maybe on one of these tags, if you want to write a story about cows, maybe you can find some more artwork that includes cows for you to choose from. And you'll just keep searching until you find something that you think you can write a story about. Okay, so, and there's so many. That one looks fun. Monster under the bed. Along the bottom then are other similar types of art. So if you like this cartoon looking art, then there might be some more choices here that you like. If you decide to choose something, there's a button here, use this art. You would click on this and you would click picture book, and it would set up your first page for you. Okay, and then it would show some additional pictures that you could add to your book as you're going through down here to create your story. Okay, it'll give you little hints like these bubbles right here. Okay, and if you click in the box, then you can start typing your story, and you can just type it in right out of your brain, or if you prefer to do a rough draft on paper and then come and publish on here, you can type it in off your paper. We will be filling out a story map to organize our story once you pick out the artwork. So really the pictures that you decide to go with, that's going to decide kind of what your story is about. So you need to find a very interesting character, okay? Something that you think you can make several page story about. One thing I do want to remind you to do is to hit the save button. You can hit save and edit, and then you can keep going. Or when we're done for the day, you just hit save, and then we can go back to it on another day. It's not let. Okay. The other thing that you can do is to pick your cover. It says my story needs a title. It reminded me before I saved, which is handy. And it has these formats where you can type the title on the left, or you could type the title across the bottom, or like a journal, or just with the words in the middle. Okay, so if you're going to just do, oh my, this is the monster paper, which will go with my monster story. And so I can type, I don't know, whatever you want your title to be. Okay, and then you would be saving. And if it's on this week while we're working on our project, you will click my story is not finished. and then it would save it onto your dashboard and it would show you your stories that are not finished. I now have 2 stories that are not finished. Okay, what I did want to show you before we go is last year's, let's see if I can find last year's students. There was a few stories on there. Maybe they're down here. Oh. Where's the students? Okay, we're going to take a look at Trevor's story called Steve's Bad Day. And here I can see that Trevor has published it. This is on my teacher page. So we can click on the story and it opens it up right under here. It tells me that it's got 5 pages and 86 words. And it's called Steve's Bad Day. One day, Steve and his wife Lisa were driving in the middle of nowhere when their car got a flat tire and Steve had to blow it up again. And then Trevor chose a picture and then he wrote about it. And then he chose this picture and he wrote, before they got home, they stopped at the Rocket Cantina for dinner. And then he chose this picture. When they got home, Steve took a nice long bath. And there's the same character. After Steve took his bath, he sat on his broken spaceship in his backyard and watched the sunset. Steve went inside and ate a snack while reading his book about bolts and eventually fell asleep. The end. Okay, so that's just a short book, 5 pages. And what Trevor did is he chose his pictures and then he wrote the text to go along with those pictures. So right now, boys and girls, we are going to create a story together. And then I'm going to get you a partner so you can explore the pictures together.